I just got here by luck. Now this, many people might not know this. This is at just adjacent to Lubiri. It is just opposite Lubiri. Now Lubiri used to be a barracks. It used to be a military barracks after 1966. And in 1971, this location was the officers' mess of the barracks. As you can see there, the building, and all the way, it went all the way up to that side there. So that was the officers' mess of the barracks. Now, Captain Owito Jok came to the barracks here. This is the Lubiri, which is right up there. As you can see there, the road, the vehicle that is going up that road, that goes to the gate of the Lubiri up there. In 1971, this was called Malire Military Barracks, Malire Mechanized Battalion. So, on 23rd January 1971, Captain Owito Jok arrived at Malire Barracks and ordered all the soldiers to be detained at the officers' mess and the adjacent building. They locked all of them out. They took them out of the barracks and brought them to this officers' mess here. I think you can still see it from here. I'm just passing around it. And these officers, what happened is that suddenly they realized that only soldiers from the rest of Uganda were the ones who were detained, and only the soldiers of Obote's ethnic group were still in the barracks and had their weapons, all the weapons with them, and had taken over the barracks. Immediately they felt that something was going to happen. So they, in fear for their lives, they broke out of detention, went to the armory, took out weapons, and took over the entire barracks. There was some shooting, and they took over the barracks. After taking over the barracks, they realized that they were going to face more reinforcements coming from other barracks to attack them. So they went out and took over the city. After taking over the city, they realized that was not enough. Obote would return in a few days and they would face the court-martial. So what they did, they went and took over the country by, of course, primarily taking over the Radio Uganda and Uganda Television, and making their announcement of the new government. That is what happened. Nobody planned it. There was no plot with the British or the Israelis. The guys were fearing for their lives. There had been a lot of tribal anger. Obote had sent Owito Jok to try and purge the army of all the other people except Obote's ethnic group, so that they dominate the army and take over the country. Basically a coup against Uganda, even when he was president. That is the true story of that. Amin was nowhere here. He only heard about it later, once they had taken over the barracks. He himself came the next morning and was detained for 8 hours in that barracks there. And that's when they even put him at gunpoint. and forced him to lead the coup and be the president. They did it in that barracks in just one day. All that happened, and that's the true story. The rest that you hear, oh, Amin plotted this with the Israelis, with the British, with the what, even he himself was not there, the British were not there, the Israelis were, nobody had anything to, everyone they are mentioning had nothing to do with it. It just popped out by a few soldiers here, led by Sergeant Musa Yosa. For the record, he passed away last year, quietly, in his home, and had never sought any fame or fortune. He remained a simple person in his village until the end. Thank you.